guys, Butch, just to keep the offense rolling like that. I mean, how good was that to see, and how important was it for these guys heading into this last weekend of the regular season?
So exciting to see. We knew the potential. We kind of strived for it all year long, and to see them hook it up, especially now, is a big deal. They've stayed after it for a long time. And these are runs in baseball. They're fleeting, but what's not fleeting is the valuation of strike zone. I thought we'd come out, a couple of guys walked, kept working, some big swings happened, but I think it was like the fourth inning before I saw somebody kind of start leaving the zone. And then really, I just thought, especially all the starters, just had phenomenal at-bats and evaluating strike zone. Scouting report tonight on the umpire was just a very, real zone and not going out of it. And I thought we continued to evaluate the strike zone well, and that's our job as coaches. It's not say, hey, score 20 runs or, double digits. Our job is continue to try to have them evaluate pitches properly and encourage them in that manner. That has staying power. And that's the stuff that makes a difference. So, but again, the offense just does so much, and they're capable. Top to bottom, there's a lot of talent in this lineup. I'm glad we're seeing it at this stage and here recently.
On that note, you ever been a part of a program that scored 65 runs in 4 games?
I can't remember the last time. I'm sure not many times over 32 years, and there's been some runs and things of that nature, but just a lot of talent, a lot of guys hooked up. This isn't a lone wolf proposition to where maybe 1 or 2 guys has got to really, really hit. And I think there's some freedom in that when all these different guys can show up and have an at-bat in the lineup together. They've worked hard at this, the connective piece. I've talked about, I've told these guys recently, me trying to have a moment. I said, there's all great teams. We played the #1 schedule in America. We've seen great teams all year long. I'm not sure there's a more connected team, and they worked on that. They planted those seeds in August, and they're getting some harvest of that. So it's an amazingly close team, and it's coach speak. We talk about it all the time, but they made a concerted effort to make that happen and make it happen as soon as we got to campus. And I'm glad for them to get to see some of this stuff. Sometimes tough time creates strong men, and a guy like Cooper McMurray and Ike Irish and Derek Fabian was committed to that from day one. So I'm happy to give them a line share and a ton of credit for that. And they're reaping the benefit for wanting to be at Auburn, stay committed to Auburn, and get this locker room and this dugout to where it is today.
Andres Alvarez, 5 innings, 1 hit, was able to come back from sitting for some big innings and still be effective. What did you think about him?
Yeah, I hadn't pitched in a while. I thought he grinded. I thought his fastball was good tonight. About the 3rd inning, he got there. The off speed was a little wobbly and a little pushy. Like in the 2nd inning, I think T told me he's like 1 for 4 with his changeup. I thought he got to his fastball. Again, small zone. We'd like for him to be out ahead, be a little more comfortable, but he's growing, and he absolutely has a great arm and got his 5 innings. I guess the first batter of the game got a hit, and then nobody else got a hit off of him. So he grinded through, got a double play ground ball. It's 5-0, but these guys have, stolen a ton of bases, maybe as anybody that we've played in a while. So we knew the running game was big. Teef and Fox with the guys yesterday, they had worked and planned on trying to do a good job with the running game. Even though we were up 5-0, they were vaulting, and Alvarez wound up helping him get another out in the inning to stop some stuff, picking a guy off the double play ball, and then that fastball, getting real good work in the 3rd and 4th inning. I think that's growth for a young, talented pitcher.
Jason?
It's just the home run from Dutton and the response from the team and dugout fans. How special was that moment in a year that's had a bunch of special ones already?
You just can't force anything as a coach. I did tell Andrew yesterday, man, I'm going to do everything I can to get you an at-bat, hopefully, in the ball game. And then it started with the players today. I think they'd have been pretty sore at me if I hadn't gotten him in the ball game. Movie script stuff to me, that's what it's all about. Jan Weisberg was his coach at Birmingham Southern, who's now at Valdosta State. I looked right after the ball game. He must have texted me about the 6th or 7th inning, and his text was like, I told you he could hit. And he shows that swing in practice, and it's amazing, and it's movie script stuff. And usually our guys just sit there. They do a very, I think, a pretty professional job on home runs. I thought they spilled out on the field. They were so happy for him. And again, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff that happens that we get to do. And you're talking about capitalizing for a moment. I told the team after the game when we met, I mean, there's not a more productive hitter in our program per pitch than Andrew. And so we had a blast with that tonight. That was a special moment. Hopefully, I mean, he's got that for life, to run around these bases in an Auburn uniform. And he's worked every day to be ready to play the game. And you're rewarded for stuff like that. It's another life lesson.
Good. All right.